Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you.
Our region boasts an enviable array of arts and cultural opportunities, from theater and dance to opera and music, from downtown Pittsburgh to cultural centers in the surrounding counties as well. So local arts groups began to raise the alarm when they heard about reports that the Trump administration may consider cuts or even the elimination of the National Endowment of the Arts. What's at stake in all of this? Well, Mitch Swain is the CEO of the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council. He's here to talk about it. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Bill. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so how about this? I mean, this is not the first time an administration has sort of set its sights on the national endowments and humanities and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Right. Exactly.
There's a whole set of agencies that invest in arts and culture and these kinds of activities in the United States. So what makes this perhaps more of a concern now?
Well, I think maybe it's more of a concern because of the new president we have and a conservative agenda that's come along with that, and maybe some misunderstandings from some of the electorate that propelled President Trump to victory, misunderstanding arts to be elitist, not for families, not for kids, not for senior citizens, and not understanding kind of the impacts on our communities. And I think if they did, they'd feel differently.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about what some of the impacts are about here. I mean, as I understand it, NEA funding is a relatively tiny portion of everybody's budget, as it is a tiny portion of the federal budget.
That's
but
correct.
What does it do around here? How does that actually affect arts organizations in our region?
Well, you're right. It's $148 million against the federal budget, so many people consider it a rounding error. And some of the things that it does here in Pittsburgh, at organizations, say, like the Kelly Strayhorn Theater
in East Liberty,
East Liberty, is to help them to create diverse programming that is accessible to all the people that either live in the community or are interested in visiting the community. Increasingly, that's becoming more important as neighborhoods like East Liberty grow. And there's not only the issue of kind of place making, but place keeping.
Well, and Kelly Strayhorn's a great example. It really illustrates how our region has used the arts often as kind of like a homesteading activity to begin to revitalize neighborhoods. But I take it that to get this NEA funding, you've got to make this about the community. Are there strings attached typically?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I just sat on an NEA panel and helped to grade, in a peer panel function, a lot of applications, and saw that firsthand. Getting an NEA grant is very competitive. You have to show that you're a worthwhile organization, that you're well managed, that you have strong artistic quality in your project, that you have a variety of different local partners that really can do what they say they'll do, and that you can provide meaningful impacts to the community that go beyond just arts and creating a piece of artwork. Really good example of that is what's happening with City of Asylum on the north side, and the new project that they just opened up on North Street called Alphabet City, which is a great performance venue, place to go and read and hear from authors, and it's in a blighted neighborhood. And
really cool program that brings in these persecuted authors from around the world.
Exactly.
And kind of makes our region a national leader when it comes to free expression, because they come here for this type of asylum. Right.
And another way that we've been recognized as a national leader is in the area of accessibility of arts and culture venues. My organization, the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council, has received a $35,000 grant the last few years from the NEA, and that combined with money we've gotten from the FISA Foundation has been really helpful in developing capacity for all kinds of people, people with all sorts of disabilities, needing accessibility help to be able to come to our venues, come to our libraries, our performing arts theaters, things like that, as not only a participant, but maybe as a volunteer, maybe as a staff member. And Pittsburgh has become a national model for that work, and the NEA also promotes to other cities around the United States where these best practices are and where those national models are, so that information can be shared and learned.
So some of the value is really sort of almost the external validation, or having this national validation. This is an important program. Other people should join us in investing in this, right? They're not carrying the program.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're usually putting in the first amount of seed funding because you have to match every NEA grant that you get has to be matched, and so oftentimes an NEA grant will help unlock another donor, a sponsor, maybe some state funding, foundation funding. It's really a seal of approval for a great project and helps to open doors. It's been shown in numerous studies that every federal dollar that goes to the arts is matched by 9 additional dollars.
Only a few seconds left, so what is everybody trying to do going forward to make sure that the government stays in this, the federal government stays in this business?
It's important that the federal government continue to invest in the arts, and we're going to the Federal Arts Advocacy Day with a number of other people across the state and the country on March 20th and 21st. People can write to their elected officials in the House of Representatives and the Senate and let them know why they think the arts are important to them.
All right, Mitch Swain from the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, take care. And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.